Not on the field, court, or ice. You are on the couch. From PG to DC, this is Coaching from the Couch with your host, C. Wall, delivering coverage for all DC sports teams from a hometown perspective. Nats, Skins, Mystics, DC United, Washington Wizards, Caps, Bowie State.
My name's C-Wall, I'm a PG girl. Down for my skins, I don't know if you heard. If you like watching sports, then I am your girl. Sit down on the couch if you're not on the field. Cold on the ice, pick any sport that you want. Know that I cover it tight. What would you like? From baseball to football and more. The list can go on the whole night. Big shouts out to my HBCU fam. Never forget who I am. Through the wins and the losses, the highs and the lows. We gotta stay strong, so I stay 10 toes. Make the competition back. The way I kick it, make them mad, man. See all that we live and direct. Sit back on the couch and relax. Come on.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Coaching from the Couch. This is your Washington Commanders update, and I am your host, C-Wall, checking in as I do each and every week to give you the latest and greatest information on the Washington Commanders. Now, look, y'all, I'm sitting up here. I'm wearing a hoodie. I'm just out here ready for the show. All of this traveling has me like, OMG. So I had to do what I can and get ready for a show nonetheless. You all know where you all are checked in at. Make sure you're already hitting that love button, saying hello to Mama Waller. I see Joy from the C-Wall Sports and Entertainment team is already checked in. I see Damon and DJ in the First String Podcast and Cameron Mingo and John Adams. You all make sure you are sharing this show with your Washington Commanders loving family and friends. We're going to get on and talking all things Commanders, New York Giants, Week 13 tie. And before we get into all of that, I have to give you all the reminder that this is a live Bowie television recording. So make sure you have your great comments and questions because they will have an opportunity to be up on the TV screen every single day. If you're in the DMV, Verizon Fios channel 11 or Comcast Xfinity channel 77, every single day, 1:30 to 2:30 on Bowie television. Y'all, we're going to jump right on in. I'm seeing everybody already getting into this. And as Joy has told you, tag a friend to join us tonight. Make sure you like, love, and share. I already see a tie, right? Who could have seen this coming? You all, I don't know. I did not. Listen, I'm smiling because here's the thing, and you all may recall me saying this. I said, this is going to be a good game. This is going to be a good game and one that both teams absolutely want to win. I may have shared with you on the live Thursday. You all let me know who was tuned in or has seen the Coaching from the Couch weekly DMV Sports update where I shared I had spent a lot of time out in Ashburn last Wednesday. And let me tell you, the energy was superb. The guys they're not arrogant at all, but they're absolutely confident that they were going to beat their one-on-one matchups. They absolutely thought they were going to win the football game. It was not a question. They were going into MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey to win. And they didn't win, but they didn't lose either. It was a tie, which feels like a loss. Let me be clear about something. Even for the New York Giants, let me be clear. And I need to say this because I want it to be said. Some folks always wonder about what is the energy and what is the vibe. They were really upset. They were feeling some type of way that it was a tie. They wanted to win the football game. And for them, that tie felt like a loss. So here's why I'm saying this is important. This is important because you want the team to feel like a tie is a loss. You want that energy. You want the energy of we cannot close this game out, and that is an issue, and we got a problem within ourselves that we just played well, but then there was definitely some issues along the way, and we're going to get into those things. But you don't want a team that's satisfied with a tie because it doesn't help, might not hurt, but it definitely doesn't help. So I want to share that in hopes to encourage you all that the team was feeling some kind of way about that tie. They didn't want to come away with the tie. They wanted to come away with the W, and they didn't. So I feel like it's important, a very important point to say, they weren't happy. They were not happy at all. But while we're getting into that, you all know the drill. We're going to share some photos of some of our favorite moments, favorite players, or things that we just want to mention from the contest. And while we're doing that on this end, you all make sure you're dropping in the chat. Who did you love seeing? What really interests you? What are some questions you have? What are some thoughts that you have? I normally don't like to talk about the refs. I don't, because there are still plenty of ways to win and seal the win. But there was for sure some missed calls in the game. While be it missed, they still weren't the differentiating factor, in my opinion. But some were just egregious. It's right there in your face. Like, come on. At any rate, let's get into the players. Let's get into the good stuff, can we? Before we get too critical. So you always know I'm going to show a picture of Terry McLaurin, because why not? You got to share a picture of Terry McLaurin. And I just love this picture from Bowie TV photographer Darrell Owens Sr. Listen, all the good vibes, all of the good stuff from just, hey, listen, the team was ready. The team was ready, more than confident, more than ready to go. And kudos to just playing 4 quarters of football. Got this picture here, kind of zooming in on Montez Sweat, along with some of the other defensive players in the background. Want to mention that Montez is still being evaluated for a concussion. So hopefully he's okay. Hopefully he'll be back after the bye, because I know that he's a player. He's absolutely an asset. I know that Cameron Curl had a mistake in there toward the end of the game, but overall, you know, this is one of the defensive players that I have been having my eye on and just watching him excel week after week and improve as time has gone on. Continue to be very, very proud of Cameron Curl. Listen, y'all, we learned something about Brian Robinson. We learned something, still incredible as always. But guess what we learned about Brian Robinson, everybody? We learned that B-Rob is human. He's human. He had that fumble going forward, fumble. It didn't mess up too much. But as Coach Ron Rivera mentioned in his after-game presser, it absolutely would have put them in a better field position. And I saved this one for last. I saved number 1 for last. Jahan Dotson. Jahan Dotson. And let me just say this, okay, about Jahan Dotson, if you don't mind. In the press box, we were all watching. And it was just like, oh, we didn't know. You can't cheer in the press box. You can't do any of those things. You're supposed to be quiet. But listen, everybody's mouth just dropped. And my colleague Darren Haynes from WUSA 9 said, what button is that on 2K? How about that spin move? And, oh, by the way, there were times in the last few weeks that people would say, well, what's wrong with Jahan Dotson? There's nothing wrong with Jahan Dotson, as you can see. He had a hamstring injury. Sure, there was a couple times throughout the week you might have seen him make a rookie mistake here or there, but he's fine. He's quite all right, matter of fact. So, hey, all the good vibes, you all. Did you feel them? Even though it was a tie, I still wanted to share some of those good vibes because I think it's important. Okay, I think it's still important to share some of those very, very good vibes. Now, I see more folks checking in. Make sure you hit that love button. Make sure you drop a fire emoji. And make sure you are sharing this show with your Washington Commanders loving family and friends so they can get involved in the conversation. So, listen, are you all right? We got to dig in to Ron Rivera's pressers. I really want to dig into Ron Rivera's pressers. Who watched the after game presser? Because Ron was not happy. He wasn't happy. He was upset. He was. They wanted to win. They really wanted to win, you all. And I see John Adams, before I go into Coach Rivera's pressers, and we're going to piece those together. I see what John Adams says that, hey, to me, a tie wasn't a loss. And I said the same thing, but hey, I'm going to tell you all something. Y'all want no secret? I'm going to just say this. It was the players who got me together real quick. They were like, I want to tie. I want to win. Excuse me. Try to do the positive stuff. But they were real clear. Did not want to tie. Wanted to win. They came there to win. Therefore, they were unsuccessful because they did not win. And that's the right attitude to have. Oh, by the way, did we even talk? Again, we talked about this yesterday after the game. It was very clear after that tie. It was like, oh, the league is going to make this Sunday Night Football. Please believe the league is not going to miss this opportunity. And this is the team that they're battling with. And so there was some hard feelings. And to be fair, because we gotta sneak peek, and we got to really peek into the mood in the Giants locker room. At least Darrell and I did. And others probably did too, but Darrell and I for sure, we got to, they weren't happy either. So everybody's mad. And who's more mad? I don't know. But I can tell you the Commanders were upset. So at any rate, let's get into Sunday Night Football. I especially am excited, but we're going to get into some of these after game pressers. Let's get into it right now, you guys. Let's go.
That was very hard. I wasn't quite sure what to say. Kind of disappointment in some respects. We had some opportunities. From my perspective, we had some chances that we missed on some things. That's pretty much it.
Do you feel like you guys seem to be in control in that first quarter? Do you feel like you kind of just let that slip away, get away from you, the way you're doing?
Well, I got an opinion about that.
What is that opinion?
Not happy with it.
Ron, did you consider going for two there at the end at all?
No, because of the time. See, we did get the ball back. We did have a chance at the end of the game. We had all our timeouts, everything like that. So, no. If it had been closer, with 15 seconds or something like that, yes. But not when there's that much time left.
What did you make of the passing offense today, and why maybe run for it on that last 3rd and 10?
Well, we didn't want to do anything crazy, first of all, in that situation, and so we thought we had a chance. We thought we could pop one, and there's just some things that really just we had some opportunities.
Going to the bye week here, is there something you feel you're missing offensively that you want to capture during that time?
Well, that's what we're going to do during the bye week, is evaluate that.
Is there anything today you put your finger on it, you say that this element of the offense, these missed opportunities were frustrating?
Well, we missed the opportunities. I mean, it happens. We overthrow a couple guys. We miss a couple blocks, stuff like that. I mean, those are things that we got to get shored up. We got to get them fixed and get them ready to go. We played these guys in 14 days. They're a good football team. We're a good football team. We feel good about who we are. And, we just got to get ourselves prepared and ready to go.
You guys have been pretty sound at avoiding penalties the past handful of games. What do you think the issue was today?
I can't wait to see the tape.
How do you think the O-line held up protection-wise against that blitzing defense?
Well, I thought we had our moments. We did some good things. We missed some opportunities. We missed a protection call on the sack and near the end of the game. We had an opportunity to correct it, and we didn't correct it, and we were late because of it.
Ryan, you had a few guys get hurt on both sides of the ball. Any updates on those guys?
No. Other than that, they came to me and told me, hey, we're going to evaluate this, we're going to evaluate that. There is no updates.
Just for you guys, it feels like almost every game the margin of error is thin. The breaks have obviously gone your way the last few weeks, but is that just kind of what you guys are as a team? It's just going to you got to be on your P's and Q's, so to speak?
Agreed, Ben. It really is kind of who we are. I mean, we play close games, we play tight games. You get some breaks, you don't get some breaks. The one I think that really still kind of hurts us a little bit is the sack fumble in the opening third quarter. We gave them position to score, and they scored a touchdown. And from that point, we were battling back to get back to even. And we were fortunate enough that we did it. It was a heck of a throw and catch, and then run by Jahan to give us a chance to win it at the end. And so that's part of it right now. That's who we are. That's our identity. We try to run the ball, be physical, keep them close, and then see what happens.
So make sure you are hitting the love button, dropping a fire emoji so that we know that you're in the virtual room, and make sure you're sharing the show with your Washington Commanders loving family and friends. Drop in the chat also, what is your key takeaway from that snippet from Ron Rivera's press conference? We're going to watch a couple more. We're going to go through them. We're going to definitely go through them. But one thing that alarmed me was the penalties. At one point, I was like, what is going on, especially with the tight end group? So we saw a couple on Logan Thomas. We saw some on Cole Turner. One on Logan Thomas was a little, again, I try not to get in the referee stuff, but it was kind of bogus, I would like to say. But that was troubling. And then right after that, we saw Charles Leno commit one. And they had been doing well. A few weeks ago, this was actually a while ago, I was going off one show about all of the penalties being committed. And they had chilled out on that. I had noticed it. I talked about it. We talked about it on the show. I said, hey, listen, I'm all about improvement. And that was for sure something that was happening. It was an improvement. You were seeing not much of it. And hey, if someone committed it, then you wouldn't see or hear from it again. But the penalties were absolutely an issue, especially toward the end of the game. I started to get concerned. I started to even say to myself, I said the penalties were committed so much so back to back. I said to myself, are they getting tired? I didn't say this out loud, but this was something that I was thinking. I said, are they getting tired? Like they're starting to wear a little bit. And I think it's showing up in the form of these unnecessary penalties, because while some, we know on the other side of the ball, some were not called, but some on the Commanders, that one on Logan, one of the penalties on Logan, I definitely was like, come on. But it was, I started to wonder if they were getting tired, because it's a lot. And I'm gonna tell you what, I'm gonna tell you at what point we were sitting in the press box, and it was I was sitting there, and we all said, we're looking at each other. We said we knew it was gonna be a battle, but this has turned into a war, because then everybody started getting hurt. It was like, oh gosh, Everyone was starting to get hurt. I think you all saw the news, I'm sure by now, that Cole Holcomb, but he's been out for a few weeks, that Cole Holcomb did have season-ending surgery on his foot. So he will not be back. I want to go back and acknowledge the comment from Devin, which was Logan Thomas ended a whole drive with Logan Thomas had a tough day. And that's one of my people. But he had a tough day, and I have to be open and honest and transparent about that. One of the calls I still feel like was a little bogus on Logan, but to be fair and objective, he certainly had a tough day on yesterday. Got to see him bounce back from that for sure, which I'm sure that he will. Let me just say that out loud. So, all right, gotta keep moving along with the presser. Okay, what's up next? Let's see.
The touchdown drive, again, all over the place with Taylor. What did you see from him on that last drive?
I mean, that's kind of him. He's going to take what's in front of him, and then he's going to take a shot here and then he's going to try and make something happen, which he did. And because that's who he is, that gave us a chance. I mean, and again, if we can eliminate some of the missed things, I think he could even could have made a few more plays for us.
What did you see on the fourth down play where he's scrambling, throws back across to Samuel?
That's kind of his thing. When he's on the move, he can buy time. And what's really even better about this is his teammates are in tune with that. When they see him break the pocket, now they get into scramble mode. Guys start finding open areas, and he's got his eyes down. He's not looking to run. He's looking to throw the ball downfield, and that's one of the attributes I think that really helps him, is because he is a very headsy guy and he understands that there's guys downfield.
You kind of already answered my first question, but the second one, I kind of walked in sort of late, Coach. What exactly are you frustrated about today?
The tie. No, I mean really. I addressed them, and I wasn't sure how to address them. Because we came up here and we expected to win, and we didn't. We tied, and it's because it doesn't hurt us, it doesn't help us. Because these are the guys that we're competing with right now. And so next week, or in 2 weeks, we'll have to reset and get ready to compete against them again. So we just got to focus in on the next few days, getting everybody as healthy as we can possibly get them, get everybody back out on the practice field as quickly as we can for next week. 2 weeks, and then see what happens. But yeah, to your point, Darren, I'm just, I'm still kind of stunned a little bit.
How do you kind of handle that in a moment in overtime? The one drive decision to punt, the other one after the sack, and you're on your own 1 yard line saying, well, now we've got to play to prevent the loss. How do you deal with that in the moment?
That's exactly what we had to do, Mike. We had to go back and just say, okay, we got to get some movement. We got to get away from the goal line. That was the first thing. B-Rob made a nice run, and then unfortunately he fumbled it. And if he could have kept control, then we'd have been in an even better spot. And who knows what happens at that point. But as long as we cleared it and put ourselves in position that we could protect it and then punt it away, that's really where our mindset went. And and then we went from there.
Are you having a war with yourself there, knowing like we want the win,
yes.
but we got you?
Very much so, because you want to be aggressive, but you also want to be smart and don't want to put yourselves in harm's way.
I really wanted to make sure you all checked in and saw that. Hit the love button, fire emoji. If you could really sense that in that clip, as Coach Rivera was saying, he was frustrated. The team, they weren't happy at all. And I see the comments, right? I see the comments of, well, they avoided a loss, so they didn't lose. A tie is a loss, everybody. A tie is a loss. They don't want to tie. They want to win. If it isn't a win, it's a loss. And to have the team, the organization even share with me, who is extremely critical at every point I can, to hear people say that directly, we didn't win. That's a good sign. that is a promising sign that even the coach is not making any excuses. It's not like he's up there saying, well, we could have won, but we didn't lose, so we got a chance. No. Being content with a tie is a loser's mentality, and that is exactly what someone said to me. So I'm relaying it to you all, and they all were not. They weren't about to sugarcoat that. We either win or lose. Win or lose. It was very somber. It was quiet. They don't want to. No, they want to win, and I want to definitely. I gotta discount this because according to the team, it doesn't help at all. The tie does not help at all. You may as well lose versus tie. It doesn't help. They needed to win out, and they know that. The Giants even know that. There's frustration. So that Sunday night game at FedEx Field, I posted something that the comment that Tina Moore made. I'm going to tell y'all something. Now we're going to spend the rest of this show just talking about the vibe. You got two teams in the playoff hunt. Both teams, both coaching staffs are not happy. They're not happy. They did not come away with the win. I'm telling y'all what's real. We're not going to do, I see your comment, Eric. We're going to stay positive. No, we're going to stay real. That's what we're going to stay. We're going to stay real, and then we're going to stay authentic. And the reality is, because even when I attempted to stay positive, they checked me real quick. Oh, no, sis. A win is a win, and anything else is a loss. We needed to win this game. We need to win in FedEx Field. We need to win. Why? To stamp your position as a playoff contender. That's what it is. That's what it's got to be. Because you never want to be in a situation where you got to depend on somebody else to lose in order to win. And we all know that happens every year. But I love the fact that the players are not, I love this. Yes, exactly right. For the First String Podcast, be happy that the players, nobody is walking around here. Even Taylor said it in his presser, and we're not going to have time to get to it. There's no moral victories. No, this is professional football. Nobody wants to tie. They want to win. And I'm sharing what's a positive takeaway in that regard, that you have a team and an organization unhappy going into the bye week. They're not happy. I heard, Wally, folks are trying to watch film during the bye. They like, hey, we could have won this. And exactly the coach's point. Coach ain't about to sugarcoat this with nobody. Most importantly, his players or himself. With some missed opportunities, they should have won that game. Folks trying to watch film during the bye. This ain't party time. This is crunch time. They trying to win, and they know they got to win out, especially in the division. Like that energy. Embrace that energy. But I'm telling you, the other team is just as mad. They're just as frustrated. Sunday Night Football going to be on and popping. Get a ticket. Be in the building. When have you ever heard me really encourage you to go? New York Giants fans, I got to give you credit. Y'all showed up big time for your squad, for the legacy game. They had Lisa and Colt Jam and everybody out there. It was really cool. They were out there. And they coming. They already said they coming to FedEx Field, okay? On December 18th, they'll be out there soon as the gates open up. They already sending the message, all right? Get out there, fans. Root for your team. This is one you don't want to see the TV version. You want to be in there. The players need that energy because somebody going to get stomped out. And I hope it's the New York Giants. And I don't even say things like that on TV. But after that, I had to say it because it's that energy. It's like, ooh, whoa, It was a war. It was a battle. We were in there, and I'm like, yo, these dudes really trying not to lose. And I think that's what caused the tie. They were trying not to lose versus trying to win. So now they're in a situation where they have no choice. They have to win. It's going to be a dogfight. It's going to be all the way. It's going to get ugly. I already know it's going to get ugly. I knew in the second quarter yesterday, I said, this is going to be wild. Like, this is about to be so wild. And it was. But see, they played not to lose. And they didn't, even though in their minds they did. Play to win. Listen, the team is on a bye. There's a strong possibility Seawall's going on a bye too. Seawall might have to go on a bye too because there's so much going on. There's so much going on with the season. This is a lot. Chances are, I know for certain that we won't do a show next Monday because they're going to the bye. We'll follow up coming into Thursday, going into the Sunday night football game. So just stay tuned. Chances are there won't be a show. We'll probably just take a little bit of break, working, doing everything, balancing everything, you all. But you never know. If something comes up, I might have to get on the horn with you all really quick because we do have a lot of fun. Hit the love button, fire emoji, if this is fun for you all, because I know it's fun for me. And I actually couldn't wait to tell y'all how mad everybody was about that tie because I feel like y'all would be happy to hear that. Were you happy to hear that? I hope so, because that's what it was. Because I was trying to be the positive beacon of light yesterday, and it wasn't working. So, hey, you all, thank you, as always, for joining in on the show. You all, I think I see our amazing photographer, Darrell Lee Owens Sr. You all give him a love button, a round of applause for everything that he does to capture to capture all of the game. Listen, I tell people all the time, yes, I got a job to do, but I let Darrell know. We dap each other up. I said, go make the magic happen because he's got the hardest job out of the two of us. I'm sitting down. Yesterday the chairs were a little broken. It was a little bootleg chairs they had us sitting in, but it was still a very nice establishment. But Darrell, thank you for all that you do. Let me say it publicly. The photos are amazing. You all make sure you are following Bowie TV Sports on social media, on Instagram, on Twitter. All of his magic and all the wonderful things that he does is always there. And I try to post it too on Seawall Sports as well. But listen, you all gotta go. Definitely gotta go now. You all be well. Be well, be well, be well. And I'll be talking to you guys again soon.
You're not on the field or ice. You're on the couch. From PG to DC, this is Coaching from the Couch with your host, C. Wall. Delivering coverage for all DC sports teams from a hometown perspective. Nats, Skins, Mystics, DC United, Washington Wizards, Caps, Bowie State.
My name's C-Wall, I'm a PG girl. Down for my skins, I don't know if you heard. If you like watching sports, then I am your girl. Sit down on the couch if you not on the field. Cold on the ice, pick any sport that you want. Know that I cover it tight. What would you like? From baseball to football and more. The list can go on the whole night. Big shouts out to my HBCU fam. Never forget who I am. Through the wins and the losses, the highs and the lows. We gotta stay strong, so I stay 10 toes. Make the competition back. The way I kick it, make them mad, man. See all that we live and direct. Sit back on the couch and relax. Come on.